Well, hello everybody, Bug Eater 64 here, and as you can see behind me, we are looking at the Laminar Research freeware aircraft, the Avanti P.180. Now, this particular version I downloaded from xplane.org, and the Piaggio P.180 Avanti was originally flown for the first time in September of 1986. It's an executive turboprop push design aircraft, and it was introduced to the market in September of 1990. The idea was to try to get a more economical aircraft to use that could fly as fast as many of the jets, but with better fuel economy and a little less price tag. It's an Italian aircraft, and it's an executive transport, as I said, with the twin turboprop engines mounted in pusher configuration, seats up to 9 people, and has a pressurized cabin. Speeds go from cruising speed of about 366 to over top speed of over 400 miles per hour. So it's got a regular wing configuration, tail, and rudder, elevators, and also forward canards. And just a great little aircraft. My biggest complaint is that the visibility in the cockpit basically sucks. What can I say? So anyway, we're going to get the engine started, as you can see, and from there we'll go ahead and get the flight going. We're going from my home base at KGSP to in Greenville, South Carolina, to Atlanta, KATL. So with that, let's get in the cockpit and let's get things started, and let's have a fun flight. This particular flight is being flown for a good friend of mine and fellow simmer, CajunJosh. So, with that, let's get on our way. Okay, so here we are. Engines are started, and let's get a little bit of information for old CajunJosh about this sweet little airplane. Okay, this is actually the Avanti 2. So there have been some upgrades. It has a mod that I added that has the glass cockpit instead of the old steam gauges. But the Avanti is equipped with 2 Pratt & Whitney of Canada. Let's make that clear. The PT6A 66B 850 horsepower, and the propellers are Hartzell HCE5Ns, which have an 85-inch diameter. So the performance of this is it's got an operating ceiling of 41,000 feet. If you have an engine out, you can still fly at 25,000 feet. We've got a pressurized cabin, so that's no issue. The maximum speed is 398, say 400 miles per hour. Maximum range is 1,509 nautical miles. So, but our operating speeds, realistically, stall speed is 93 KIS, and maximum speed is 260 KIS, or 482 kilometers an hour. So basically that puts it at about 0.7 Mach. So she's a pretty quick little girl. So she'll get you there, and she'll get you there fairly quick. So basically your landings are a little bit higher speed too, say between 98 and 100 and 120. So we'll go ahead. This is, as said, X-Plane 11. And we'll get headed up that way. Flight should take about, well, this video is about 20 minutes long, so we're going to speed things up a little. Couple little areas, just so we don't have to drag you through it. So let's get on the runway here and get ready to go. Position. On this particular trip, I'm definitely not going for altitude. It's just a short flight to Atlanta from Greenville, so. And there is a checklist that I have used in this that actually works with a plug-in X checklist, and so that makes it kind of nice if you want to go through the entire procedure for using checklist. But that being said, I looked everywhere and I could not find the parking brake handle. It's not shown. So I had it set up on my HOTAS to set brakes. And when you first load up the aircraft, the parking brake is engaged. After that, your guess is as good as mine, because the parking brake handle is not shown at all. And it doesn't have a regular FMC, but it does have the Garmin 530 in it, at least in this version. So we sped things up, and as you can see, we're getting now close to the airport. We're about 15 miles away, so we're going to start slowing down and decreasing our altitude a little bit so we can get into the approach to the runway. As a business aircraft, I mean, this is kind of a neat bird. I've seen them in the real world, and they're beautiful to look at. They actually have, they've been used for medical flights, set up like as an air ambulance. But as a freeware, this aircraft is well appointed. I mean, especially with the addition of the glass cockpit, it's kind of neat. You can do some neat things. So. And I thought it was kind of neat that Austin and Laminar Research were kind enough to let third-party developers make changes to their original aircraft so that the rest of us can enjoy it. Okay, the aircraft is mineable. And flaps. Get us slowed down here, and then we'll lower the landing gear. See the vortices coming off those forward canards. Landing gear coming down, which doesn't take long in this bird.
Sink rate, sink rate, sink rate.
It doesn't like me pointing the nose down at the ground that much. come. Looks like we're on glide path.
400. 300.
A little bit low, but we're looking good.
200.
Come on, get back towards the center.
50. 40.
I have a bad habit of being left of center line. Anyway, we'll be safe. A little harder than I would have liked, but the simulation tells me it's a great landing. I guess that's because I got it down safe. Well, we're now at Atlanta, and we'll go ahead and come down here, pull off to the right, clean up the aircraft, pulling the flaps up. And clearing the runway. And the setting sun off in the distance. Beautiful time of the day. It's always great fun to fly at sunrise and sunset. She's a fun airplane to fly, she really is. It's a wonderful little freeware airplane. I'd have really no complaints other than the fact there's no parking brake handle. Alrighty, so there we had it. Not my best landing ever, but it turned out okay, and the simulations seemed to think it was alright. And we didn't really push her this time. We flew, about 216, 217 miles per hour most of the way, which is, she's not even breathing hard at that point. So, but here we are, safely landed at Atlanta. So we're going to go ahead, pull up here to our parking spot, and we'll stop, get her shut down, and we'll just call it a day. So, as you can see, it doesn't have the standard livery on it. This is my personal livery for Air America Duet, my virtual airline and charter service. So, hope you enjoyed the flight. We all had a good time. And until next time, this is Bug Eater 64. And as always, remember, safe flying.